Those who were shown in the social media claiming to have been extorted are not from Keita local government area. Truly, those of us who transact business in these houses have not experienced any extortion of money from customs. Therefore, they claim, I must tell you what, it's not true.
Well, I want to tell you that what concerns people of Keita local government should be a problem of those from Keita local government area. And whoever says they have extorted any money from him or her, I think the truth is the person doesn't want to do the right thing. And those who claim to have been extorted were not aware of any extortion from the customs.
Control Del Hachedi uses the medium to appreciate Nigeria Customs Service Management, the Katsina state governments as well as Katsina and Daura Emir councils for the support they give his command in various ways, which have often contributed to successes recorded by it.
A country endowed with abundant natural resources, one that recognizes that its core strength lies in its massive human capital and its huge population, the fulcrum of its enormous manpower reserve. This is a country that belongs to all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe, language, or religion. And that is why the federal character principle is central to Nigeria's unity, by ensuring balance, fairness, and equity in recruitment into the federal public service and the distribution of national resources. And that is the golden rule for those vested with the responsibility of enforcing that principle at the Federal Character Commission. The mandate is to build the ideal Nigeria, a nation that is fair to all Nigerians.
Latest entrant, latest technology. Welcome to Ntel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit ntel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Ntel, live more.
What is happening? Your eyes are red. You are armed with a machete and a gun.
See, I am angry and I can't even contain it. See.
My guy, calm down, calm down.
See, Oga, I have planned to go and destroy these people's businesses in the city. I have to retaliate for what they've done at their own place. They cannot eat their cake and have it now, never.
If you destroy their business here, and they destroy that of those close to you over there, especially that your brother who sends you steady cash, how would you survive? Would your dreams be on hold?
See, what you're saying is correct. But I'm still angry.
Best way is to embrace peace. With peace and unity,
my people, let us embrace peace and unity. Let's learn to live as brothers and sisters for a progressive, prosperous nation. This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTA. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
I think on the positive side, the economy continues to grow with GDP growth at 3.54%, as we've heard, in the second quarter of this year.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo opens 28th Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja.
Tertiary education administrators and local and international stakeholders have been invited to submit papers on the theme of the summit.
National Summit on Tertiary Education to hold as House of Representatives receives 3 presidential referrals for consideration. Nigerian judges urged to discharge functions in conformation with societal changes.
Given the fact that our debt to GDP ratio is just 23%.
The enemy rates some of what should be the priority that must be embarked on, and which the summit should pay more attention to.
The last priority I will mention on this occasion is the need for more intentional and focused investment on our youth, especially in globally marketable skills, access to credit, protection of intellectual property rights of innovators and inventors, and access to global markets.
Another priority issue that also worth mentioning is improving the nation's social safety program. It
therefore behoves the government to depersonalize institutions by leveling the playing field and making it attractive to investors, both local and foreign.
Theme of this year's summit, Shared Prosperity 2023 and beyond, is an aptly worded and succinct summation of the challenges before our country at this point in our nation's history. To share prosperity, we must be prosperous. From where we are today, we have to determine how we become a prosperous, safe, secure, and law-abiding nation, forged together as one. And as we become prosperous, we must equitably distribute and share our prosperity amongst all our people.
Over the years, the summit has become the forum for high-quality engagements amongst the thought leaders, captains of industry, civil society, and decision-makers in the highest echelons of government on the economy of the country. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the draft Nigeria Agenda 2050, which seeks to increase the country's per capita gross domestic product to $33,000 by 2050, is being finalized and being finalized and will be launched soon. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, during the opening of the 28th Nigerian Economic Summit, said the plan intends to place Nigeria among the ranks of upper middle income countries. Liakatong Babatunde reports.
Our economic environment is in focus here as COP27 draws the curtains. Nigeria has taken notes following devastating floods and climate-related effects on the nation's landscape, with rising inflation and other fundamentals making the public and private sector players to look deeper in the nation's development plans are to be achieved. Theme 2023 and beyond, priorities for shared prosperity. The focus here is on Nigeria's Agenda 2050. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed says the plan will be implemented by successive governments through 6 5-year medium-term national development plans and annual budgets.
The Nigeria Agenda 2050 has a moral imperative to lower the poverty and unemployment rates significantly, as this is the only way we can ensure sustainable and broad-based growth.
The plan is designed to lift 35 million people out of poverty and generate 21 million full-time jobs by 2025, thus setting the stage for achieving government's target of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years.
The Nigeria we want is the title of the opening plenary, noting the macroeconomic instability linked with the country's heavy reliance on crude revenues. Discussions were fixated on achieving a peaceful, inclusive and prosperous Nigeria.
Now we now go back at this point of transition and identify those things that we started doing, which nobody else ever did before. Perhaps they are the ones responsible for holding us down to where we are.
Thinking that Nigeria's challenges are intractable and they are caused by shadowy vested interests who cannot be held to account, I think it induces intellectual paralysis.
Government is very important for business. In fact, when they say government has no business in business, I say that is such a falsehood.
The consensus here is for strategies to be deployed to reduce poverty and build inclusive growth. In Abuja, Liakatong Babatunde, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has reconvened and during its sitting received 3 referrals from President Muhammad Buhari for consideration and approval. Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, read the communication at plenary where he announced plans to hold a national summit on the future of tertiary education in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
When the House adjourned plenary on Wednesday, 12th of October 2022 to enable standing committees engage MDAs on the 2023 fiscal proposal, it set 15th November 2022 as the date to resume plenary. But duty called and the due date was shifted forward by 24 hours to enable the House attend to some urgent legislative issues, among them 3 referrals from the President. These are the 2022 budgets of the FCT, the 2023 budgets of the NDDC, and an amendment to the Code of Conduct Tribunal.
The FCT 2022 budget proposal prioritizes improvement in healthcare services, job creation, youth empowerment, social welfare services, education, and increased productivity in agriculture. Please accept, Right Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest regard. Yours sincerely, M. Buhari.
The Speaker, in his welcome remark, also drew the attention of House members to the need to have a conversation on the future of public tertiary education in Nigeria.
The House will convene a national summit on tertiary education reform on Tuesday and Wednesday, the 22nd and the 23rd of November 2022. Scholars, tertiary education administrators, and local and international stakeholders have been invited to submit papers on the theme of the summit, which is Reimagining Tertiary Education in Nigeria.
Plenary featured the adoption of a motion from Henry Wauba in relation to the 2023 flood disaster in Nigeria.
Urge the federal government, through the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning and Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, to release immediately
a princely sum of 5 billion naira into the already created ecological fund account of each state of the Federation and FCT to mitigate the effect of flooding.
Member representing Just North Basa Goni Al-Ali of the PRP was sworn in. Plenary has been adjourned to Wednesday, 16th November 2022 from the National Assembly. Lami Ali, NTA News.
The resumption of Senate plenary, earlier scheduled for Tuesday, the 15th of November 2022, has been postponed to Wednesday, 16th November 2022. A statement by the clerk of the Senate, Chinedu Akwubweze, informed senators to resume plenary on Wednesday by 10 o'clock in the morning. The maiden edition of the United Nations World Tourism Organization's Global Conference on Linking Tourism, Culture and the Creative Industries as Pathways to Recovery and Inclusive Development is underway in Lagos. Anthony Forson reports.
Holding at the refurbished National Theatre, Igomu, Lagos, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed, in his address to welcome the delegates, said despite the pandemic and some stringent measures that came with it dampened the sector, especially on nations whose economies are tied to tourism.
This conference starts today with two experts workshops on tourism and culture, as well as tourism and the creative industries. Both workshops are being held simultaneously. Will also be accompanied by a symposium on innovation and digitization.
However, with these uncertainties, indications are that tourism has the potential to fast-track the growing of the sector, as it has the potentials to lead recovery in post-COVID era amidst new possibilities and changing attitudes.
Participants are invited to seize the opportunity of the conference to discover actual and potential investment opportunities and human capacity development, in addition to sharing best practices on how to move the sectors forward.
Promoting African culture outside of the continent. I don't think that there is a better place to start it than Lagos is, and this beautiful theater. We're first time again after renovation in this very historical landmark of the country of Lagos.
Had school children involved who took on the minister and the Secretary General of UNWTO.
How can we come together to advance the cause of tourism? How can young people be made to see tourism as a job provider?
Realizing the importance of the interrelated and interministerial nature of tourism in Nigeria, we set up what is called a presidential committee on tourism.
The future of your country is in tourism, I'm pretty sure, and it will create new jobs and more revenues for all families in Nigeria.
Delegates to this conference have been assured of a splendid Nigerian hospitality. In Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
To judicial matters now. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwola, has urged judges in the country to discharge their functions in a manner which conforms with societal changes to make laws more relevant in a democratic dispensation. This was his message at the All Nigeria Judges Conference of Lower Courts at the National Judicial Institute in Abuja. Austin Anyebe was there for NTA News.
No nation can rightly be said to run a democracy without the existence of a vibrant and functional judicial system. Hence, Nigeria needs judges that are upright, just and fair in taking decisions. Justice Inyang Okoro, who stood in for the CJN, says the role of judges go beyond mere interpretation of law and adjudication of disputes.
The judiciary plays a vital role in ensuring that a nation does not plunge into a state of anarchy.
Speakers at the conference, not oblivious of the challenges confronting judges, encouraged them to seek more education to enhance speedy dispensation of justice, saying President Muhammad Buhari is working towards improving their welfare.
We have continually pushed for improved welfare and working conditions for judges
through bills, motions, and advocacy. We realize that our judicial officers cannot go out there and become activists. So we have decided to become the mouthpiece.
The delivery that we require in this country, the reformation that we need in this country, the reposition and the recovery that we need in this country can only be provided by members of the legal profession.
As judicial officers here, watchword must continually be integrating intelligence, excellence with a renewed commitment to defending truth and in this speedy dispensation of justice without fear of favor.
Judges of lower courts from the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT are attending the conference in Abuja. Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned indefinitely the trial of the Biafra Nation agitator, Nnamdi Kanu, on terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. Justice Binta Nyako put off the trial indefinitely at the instance of Kanu, pending resolution of the federal government's appeal against the October 13 judgment of the Court of Appeal, which discharged him from terrorism charges. The federal government's appeal seeking reversal of the Court of Appeal judgment is pending before the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the self-acclaimed leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on Monday did not appear before a federal high court. It's time for some messages. The news continues after the break. Please stay tuned.
APC! APC!
The Plateau State Local Organizing Committee of the APC Presidential Campaign Flag-Off warmly welcomes President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, the presidential and vice presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Senator Kashim Shettima, the national chairman of APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and members of the National Working Committee, Senate President, Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, and National Assembly members, APC governors, members of the National Executive Council, members of the Presidential Campaign Council, APC stakeholders, and supporters across the country to the official flag-off of the APC presidential campaign taking place in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Date, Tuesday, 15th November 2022. Venue, Rampam Township Stadium. Together we can do more. APC, everywhere you go. Signed, Right Honorable Ahmed Idris Wasi, Deputy Speaker, Federal House of Representatives.
APC! APC!
Welcome to the Airtel side of life, where you're covered in a variety of reliable ways. Get a router for just 10,000 Naira with up to 240GB, or this MiFi for 7,500 Naira with up to 150GB, or this for 5,000 Naira with up to 125GB bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by Airtel, the smartphone network.
How would it sound when you wake up one day and there's no country? Only chaos, confusion, bloodshed. No. We must stand for our nation. And we must also stand for the armed forces. Our prayers, our validation of their efforts is what they need, which we must strive to give them as patriotic citizens. Together, we are stronger. One nation, one armed forces, one people, our Nigeria.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. Wait up, make sense, wait care for me. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. No. The bank sure them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Yes. Customer care where they on point. No go regret when you try up cut. Promisable investment. Everything will just be blend. Make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Nigerian women are the true queens. We're tough yet gentle. From warm hugs to quick punishment, sharp sharp. We are pillars of our family and respected in the community. Niger Queens, it's time to rule these streets with Yanga. Dial 0708 0666 000 to open a Yanga account.
They say nothing good comes easy, but with determination and sheer focus, BUA Foods finds new ways to put food on many plates. We produce competitively priced sugar, flour, and pasta that are highly sought after by our corporate and trade partners. At BUA Foods, we remain committed to lead with purpose and make a difference by embracing the responsibility to meet Africa's growing food demand. We dare to lead, so can you. BUA Foods, nourishing lives.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Closeup. New Closeup Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling good and protected.
All day confidence to get close. New Closeup Triple Fresh formula.
Thanks for staying tuned. The National Broadcasting Commission has fined Arise Television 2 million naira for what it calls breach of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code and gross display of unprofessionalism and insensitivity. A statement by the Director General of the NBC, Balarabe Shehu Ilela, says despite taking time to sensitize broadcast organizations about provisions of the law, the television station aired a news item which turned out to be fake. The NBC statement reminds all broadcast outfits of Section 5 of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code, which provides that news shall be presented as truthful and accurate. Arise TV is being fined for reporting that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is investigating the use of forfeiture by a U.S. court against the presidential candidate of the APC with a view to prosecution. Arise is to pay the fine within 2 weeks. Environment Justice highlighted this at a 2-day stakeholder sensitization and engagement for effective implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 held in Warri, Delta State. Kelvin Ubechi reports.
The sensitization and engagement organized by Maritime Oil and Gas Development Company on behalf of Nigerian Petroleum Development Company (NPDC) and Nekonde Energy Limited educated members of host communities on the gains of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021.
There was direct social and economic benefits from the resources that are in our communities. Then there will be peaceful and harmonious coexistence between the oil companies and the host community.
As settlers, our duty is to enable the process and bring it to a logical end as per the law.
It spelled out the responsibilities of the both parties, the oil company and the host communities. The facilitator of the event, Center for Peace and Environmental Justice, identified peace and development as key to the sustainability of the country's unity in the area of oil sector and mining.
A 5-year development plan that will help us, that will guide the sector, that will guide the IOC in the area to know the various projects they need to prepare for them. And that community development plan will be shared with relevant stakeholders, government and developmental agencies to avoid duplication of projects.
The host communities made field-by-field presentations of nominees for Board of Trustees, Management and Advisory Committees that will work with the oil company for the development of the areas.
This must be a very long opportunity that the community is waiting for, so that we can be part of what that our God-given resources.
It is well implemented. All of us know that there will be peace in the oil field.
Host communities in the 5 fields within the oil mining lease 24 participated and made presentations of nominees. From Warri, Kelvin Ubechi, NTA News.
And from Warri, we head to Lokoja, Kogi, where the West African Ceramics Limited Company has again donated relief materials worth 13.5 million naira to the 9 affected local government areas of Kogi State. Francis Udojo reports.
Kogi State is one of the worst hit states by this year's flooding. 9 local government areas were severely impacted, resulting in deaths, losses of assets, and farmlands, making life difficult for those either directly or indirectly affected by the natural disaster. In response, the management of West African Ceramics Limited at Jokuta donated 13.5 million naira in relief materials to the Kogi State government for distribution to the many affected villages. Presenting the relief items on behalf of the chairman of West African Ceramics Limited and member of the House of Representatives for the Ajokuta Federal Constituency, Lawal Idrisu, the Director of Human Resources Management, Abraham Bello, stated that the gesture is also part of the company's corporate social responsibilities to its host state.
So giving it to the government, because we cannot be everywhere, but since the government is for the people, that's why we have to contribute to alleviate the suffering of the masses, especially those who are affected by the flood.
On behalf of the state government, I'm assuring you that all these items will get to the right hands.
The West African Ceramics had previously donated 4.5 million naira worth of relief materials to 8 communities in Ajokuta local government area. From Lokoja, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Mola is now set to flag off the All Progressives presidential campaign in Plateau State. Governor Simon Lalong stated this in Jos while inspecting Wangpan Township Stadium, venue of the event. Indeang Andeaba Yang reports.
The Rampan Township Stadium is a beehive of activities as a local organizing committee led by the Deputy Speaker House of Representatives were on hand supervising decorators and technical personnel as they put up structures preparatory to the flag-off. There was also presence of security chiefs at the stadium to ensure tight security. Governor Lalong, in company of APC party stalwarts, says they are leaving nothing to chance to host a successful event, going by the track record of Jos, hosting presidential campaigns and conventions that have produced leaders and presidents.
Coming back to the tradition, and that tradition is falling on us again, just. Now the remaining aspect is to organize and prepare for a very good reception. I'm making every effort to ensure that the environment is insulated from the minutest threat of insecurity.
Earlier, the Deputy Speaker and Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, Ahmed Idris Wase, addressed journalists where he enumerated the democratic dividends with the citing of federal projects that have impacted the state positively and emphasized that the APC presidential candidate has track records of being a goal-getter. In Jos, Indenyan and the Abajang, NTA News.
It's now time to join Michael, who is standing by in our Lagos studios for more reports. Over to you, Michael. Join Michael, who is...
Gains so far achieved in maritime security, the Nigerian Navy says it is collaborating with Spain and other European nations to check criminal activities, including illegal fishing in Nigerian waters. Acting Flag Officer Commanding of Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Hassan Kauje, made this known while receiving the Spanish ambassador to Nigeria in Lagos. Samuel Johnson has details.
The visit of Ambassador John Sell to the Premier Naval Command is in recognition of the untiring efforts of the command to check all forms of criminality and illegality in the Gulf of Guinea. Commending the exit of Nigeria from piracy-endemic nations, the Spanish ambassador assured the Nigerian Navy of more support and collaboration to ensure that the Gulf of Guinea is safe for economic and other positive human activities.
today is to say thank you on the first place to the Nigerian Navy for the way they welcome our ships to the ports, and to discuss avenues for future collaboration.
The acting flag officer commanding of Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Amza Kauje, who acknowledged the contribution of the Spanish Navy to the training and success in the Gulf of Guinea, emphasized the need for more synergy in boosting security and economic activities in the Gulf of Guinea, especially Nigeria's maritime space particularly.
We have been training with them and we have gained so much from the exercises we have conducted with these vessels that have visited our country.
The Nigerian Navy and their Spanish counterparts have always collaborated to advance security and commercial activities for economic development of nations along the coasts in the Gulf of Guinea. In Lagos, Samuel Johnson, NTA News.
Despite being a silent but effective killer, diabetes remains one of the most underestimated ailments. A development medical practitioner said could be dangerous in the quest to pull down the ladder of the increasing rate in developing countries. This concern, however, is shaping discussions as the world observes Diabetes Day. Nigeria, being the most populous country in Africa, has more than 3.6 million people living with diabetes. This is according to the International Diabetes Federation Atlas. The battle for the future, however, has to do with reducing new cases against the projection of 135% increase by 2045.
It is not too much carbohydrate that causes diabetes, it's too much calories, especially calories from refined food.
One of the key factors crucial to translating these winning formulas to tangible results, medical practitioners say, is found in understanding risk factors and getting tested at every given opportunity.
Unless you screen, unless you check, you do not know. So it's very important for us to not wait until when you are having, the complications, like maybe things like, eye problems.
Since diabetes has no physical or outward warning signs, the neglect is understandable. But in correcting this trend, the focus has since 2021 shifted to better access to quality diabetes education.
We need to change our lifestyle to move around more. Every adult, every person needs to do at least 10,000 steps per day. You will say, doctor, how can you measure 10,000 steps? People's phones have apps that can measure the number of steps you make.
In the face of brain drain in the medical field, what then are the options available for diabetes care?
People that have diabetes can have a digital way of accessing doctors within the hospital during emergency. And I think those are new areas that our hospitals should be opening up now. Now that we have the advantage of telemedicine and all of that.
Medical practitioners say incorporating diabetes tests in all aspects of human activities, right from antenatal to the workplace, will help to change the prediction tide. Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news will be back shortly. Please stay.
Welcome to the Globe Festival of Joy. It's a celebration like no other, with prizes like no other. 20 new houses to be won, 24 brand new cars, 200 sewing machines, 100 generators, 1,000 rechargeable fans. It's raining giddy got prices this season in the Globe Festival of Joy promo. Dial *611# to enter and grab your share of prizes in this celebration of a lifetime. It can only be Globe. Globe Festival of Joy promo. Dial *611# now.
Now I done.
Good news you don't land area.
Hey, my people, what's up? Wow, I've got big and good news for you. Good news from the Petroleum Industry Act as it affects host communities, where 3% of the oil company's operating costs is now set aside for the purpose of developing host communities. Now you're involved in the development of your community with the new Petroleum Industry Act PIA. When you sabotage the activities of oil exploration in your area, you shortchange the benefits accruable to you. When there is oil spillage and other environmental hazard, the provision of the Act requires that such is fixed in record time by the oil operators. When an oil well is abandoned, the oil company is under obligation to ensure that the abandoned site does not cause any negative impact on the host community. It must be fixed. Now, you see, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission NUPRC believes you deserve the right to know. But one thing, make sure you safeguard the oil wells in your community against vandals and theft. It translates to more income and more development within your community.
Now I don't know. Good news you don't land area.
This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC.
Growing your small business from where it is to where you want it to be requires all the support you can get. GrowBiz from Keystone Bank, you have it all to unlock your business potentials. Open a GrowBiz account and receive business and financial advisory to give your business the edge to always succeed in the marketplace. Enjoy the free access to the MSME Academy, which helps your capacity to grow your business. Business loans with attractive interest rates to fund your business with ease. Maintaining your GrowBiz account comes at no cost at all. You have the business and our support. Sign on to the GrowBiz account on KeystoneBankNG.com and get the support your business needs to grow. Keystone Bank, we grow together.
For 30 they don't put spices inside food because of the aroma and better way they do for body. But una need plenty space to keep all your spices if you must to enjoy the better inside there. Now, Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix where they perfect exactly the way you like them. They available for seasoning cubes and powder. Try them today.
Stubborn dark marks? Try new Nivea Lumina 630. Visibly reduces up to 10 years of stubborn dark marks in just 4 weeks. New Nivea Lumina 630. Get even and luminous skin.
Where are you bringing that to?
What's that? Look! Do you even know how it was produced?
Madam, we know things are hard. But it is our people that say health is wealth. Don't compromise on quality. Chidi! Oh, I know there's a reason why we are friends.
Use power oil. It is triple filtered. It contains omega-6 and omega-9. It's fortified with vitamin A. Plus, it comes in different packs and sizes, so you can afford it without breaking the bank.
My people know the importance of making the right choice.
Oil.
Thanks for staying tuned. Increased access to diabetes education to help improve the lives of people living with the disease in Nigeria has resonated on World Diabetes Day. Olusheye Adiabu reports on a series of engagements marking the day in Abuja.
For the Diabetes Association of Nigeria, the number of people living with diabetes in the country is about 6 million and predicted that about 8.2 million people are in the borderline. Don Ejiro, diabetes patient for more than a decade, is already testifying how information has helped him manage his case.
The people that are dying because of diabetes, it's not because they just want to die. It's because they're not aware of it and the education is not enough. You can see me now, I'm managing mine. You can't even know that I'm diabetic because I'm well educated.
Nigeria Health Board and other actors driving the cause of ending the disease in Nigeria say millions of people with diabetes do not have access to care, which is one of the major requirements for its effective management.
We have started taking the appropriate steps. The coverage of NHIS is one of them, subsidizing drugs and commodities for the management of diabetes.
The fact that people with diabetes require constant care and support to manage their condition is the reason Lion Clubs International District 44A2 Nigeria is educating occupants of Area 1 Motor Park to maintain good health through this medical outreach.
Especially people at this park, they are vulnerable to diabetes because of the kind of substances that they take.
Experts say healthy diet, physical activity, and avoiding tobacco use can prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria's First Lady Aisha Buhari has expressed confidence in the ability of women to use their God-given talent in managing family affairs to contribute positively to the growth and development of the country. The First Lady stated this at the wedding reception of Onyedika Chukwu Arinze and Oluwabukumi Utunu, the daughter of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Adejoke Adefulure. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
Uploading the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Adejoke Orolope Adefulure, at the occasion of the wedding ceremony of her daughter Oluwabukumi Itunu and her groom Onyedika Chukwu Arinze, the First Lady of Nigeria described the union as a symbol of love, unity and peace. She therefore congratulates both families for coming together as one. Mrs. Buhari, who officiated the cutting of the wedding cake at the reception, prayed to God to bless them. She used the occasion to express gratitude to Nigerian women for their tremendous support throughout the journey in a quest towards improving the lives of women and children since 2015 to date, urging them to sustain the spirit towards making the country a better place.
I believe we will continue to be determined to work for a peaceful political transition for the sake of our young generation. In whatever situation we found ourselves as women, it is our responsibility to sustain our commitment to politics in order to make Nigeria a better place and also a great nation.
Mrs. Buhari expressed optimism that with the enormous contribution of women and youth in all spheres of endeavor, Nigeria will no doubt reach to its desired destination. In Lagos, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And good news for commuters in Gombe State as the government has increased the number of vehicles in the state transport system. Emmanuel Akila reports.
The new buses are coming few days after the flag off of the Ember Month's campaigns against road traffic crashes by the Federal Road Safety Corps to check roadworthiness of vehicles and ensure safety during the period, which is characterized by hike in vehicular activities.
Our ultimate target is to create a transport sector support fund that will finance the provision of transport vehicles in both our rural and urban areas. This initiative will help connect our rural farmers to market, link our villages, towns and cities, and expand interstate transport service.
Management of Gombe State Transport Service, known as Gombe Line, says the investment would not only improve revenue generation, but would also ensure safety of lives and property. The project did not stop at improvement in commercial transport service alone, but extends to education, health, and journalism.
When the president of the NUJ visited Gombe, His Excellency promised that he would definitely buy a vehicle for NUJ Gombe State. And today, he kept to his promise.
Drivers and commuters appreciate the state government for the investment, particularly that the Yuletide season is just around the corner. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
And from Gombe, we head to Borno State, where Gomborungala International Cattle Market has been reopened after 7 years of closure due to insurgency, paving way for livestock from Gomboru to be conveyed to Maiduguri and other parts of the country. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum officially reopened the market to boost transport trade as part of his engagements in the area. Mohammed Goni reports.
Cattle market at Gamboru community bordering Cameroon Republic in Gamborungala local government area was closed down about 7 years ago due to insurgency, thereby halting movement of cattle from the area to Maiduguri, the state capital, and beyond. With the return of peace to the state, government saw the need to reopen the market for trans-border cattle business to commence so that Gamborungala will regain its lost glory as vibrant commercial hub. Governor Bagana Umar Azim appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari and the Nigerian military for creating enabling environment for commencement of the cattle business.
Transportation of cattle has to be conducted under a very serious protocol. The Nigerian Army and other security agencies will read the right act to all those that are involved in this business.
The governor urged the cattle marketers to cooperate with the security operatives and abide by all rules governing the cattle business, saying only the designated number of trucks are allowed to convey the cattle at a given time. He also assured reconstruction of Maiduguri Gamborungala Road now that peace has returned to the state. Commanding Officer 3 Battalion Lieutenant Colonel Tolu Adedokun, who welcomed the reopening of the international market, urged the cattle traders to guard against disobedience to the laid down rules. Chairman Borno State Cattle Traders Association, Yakuba Goni, lauded government and security operatives for reopening the international market. From Gamboru, in Gala local government, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
And up next is business news with Musa Abubakar. Over to you, Musa.
Thank you, Najat. The National Poverty Reduction Strategy 2021-2025 has set an ambitious goal to lift 34 million people out of poverty by 2025. This was part of a high-level forum on sustainable development goals at a plenary session of the 28th Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja.
Arms, the legislative arms are also in sync with the Nigerian National Development Plan 2021-2025. So the legacy that government, this present regime, will leave behind for the incoming government, whichever one that it is this national development, midterm national development plan, as well as the 2050 national action plan that government is also putting in place. So there is a discussion already between the government and all the political parties to ensure that whoever coming take on the priority, especially this national development plan.
Now the capital market, the equities market closed red to begin the week on a negative note. The all-share index fell 0.34% to close at 43,818.12 points. A total turnover of 187.094 million units of securities worth 2.5 billion naira exchanged hands in 3,325 deals. Equity capitalization decreased to 23.8 trillion naira. Access Holding PLC, Zenith Bank and Transcorp led the top trade chart. That's a quick look at business. The news continues with Najatu after the break.
True friendship, it lasts forever. True friendship, a gift we share together. No matter where you are, we're there together. Sharing moments, happiness is when we are together. we are together.
Multina, share happiness.
Every healthy family needs the right amount of energy to start their day. But something for breakfast splendid blend of nutritious multigrains? Big wahala. With the new Kellogg's Gold Grain cereal, you don't have to go through all of that. So now, your mornings can look like this.
Go, 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 Gold Grain. Love the goodness of its multigrain. With protein and creamy tasty Kellogg's Gold Grains.
With vitamins and minerals in Kellogg's Gold Grains.
Go, go, Gold Grains. Love the goodness of its multigrain.
Kellogg's Gold Grains is a breakfast cereal fortified with vitamins and minerals from the goodness of multigrain like maize, guinea corn, rice, and soya. Kellogg's Gold Grain.
This blessing be yours, forever to keep a calm and peaceful sleep.
Removes mosquitoes so you can sleep a calm and peaceful sleep. Good night, Electric.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
Where are you bringing that to? What's that? Do you even know how it was produced? Madam, we know things are hard. But it is our people that say health is wealth. Don't compromise on quality. Chidi! Oh, I know there's a reason why we are friends. Use power oil. It is triple filtered. It contains omega-6 and omega-9. It's fortified with vitamin A. Plus, it comes in different packs and sizes, so you can afford it without breaking the bank. My people know the importance of making the right choice.
Oil.
If you want to become something, become a child again. Why be a patient? If you must worry, then worry about winning. Why worry about germs? When you come home, bring tales and stories. Why bring in germs?
Shield your families from germs. When Dettol is a part of every household bucket, then you and your family can stay protected from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Closeup. New Closeup Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close. New Closeup Triple Fresh formula.
Thanks for staying with NTA News. President Muhammadu Buhari extends heartfelt condolences to the family of Nigerian novelist and publisher Dilip Onyema, the first black person to complete his study at Eton College, London, who died recently at the age of 71. In a statement, President Buhari joins the literary community in Nigeria as well as the government and people of Enugu State in mourning Onyema. President Buhari eulogizes the lifelong commitment of the journalist and creative writer, especially the courage he expressed in his published memoirs and novels, including Black Boy at Eton, which mirrors the ills of racial injustice in the society. President Buhari prays for the peaceful repose of the soul of the departed and comfort for those who mourn. The death has been announced of Mrs. Catherine Ovute Nwachukwu, aged 83. Mrs. Nwachukwu retired from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and also worked as a journalist at the defunct federal government-owned Morning Post newspaper Lagos and the radio arm of the Eastern Nigeria Broadcasting Service. Mama Catherine is survived by a daughter, grandchildren, siblings and has since been buried at Oboma Mbisi in Imo State. Now we'll take a look at the weather prospects.
Join us. We expect the northern areas to still remain dry with haziness in the atmosphere, even up to the central parts of the country. To the southern region, we expect to see patches of cloud cover. But as the day progresses, we expect influx of more moisture up to some parts of the central states, giving some patches of cloud cover to those areas. The southern half of the country will be mostly cloudy. However, there are prospects for thunderstorms to the southeast coast, around Cross River, Bayelsa, parts of Rivers and Delta in the late afternoon into evening hours. Please stay tuned for the air quality forecast and the weather forecast across some selected cities. I am Joyce Ogunleye. Thank you for watching.
The weather forecast concludes the news on NTA. Thanks for watching. Remember to keep supporting NTA against rape and rapists. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.
So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
NTA, you can't beat the reach.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as the elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA. Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you? All Sundays and all Fridays, you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
National Commission has made the necessary for your comfort. The preparation is very good.
I'm very happy, extremely happy, because this is my first time.
And I prepare to follow the rules and regulations given to me.
اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد